Good day, everyone. My name is Greg Mumma, and I work for Everbridge. We provide a critical event management platform that helps customers protect their people and their assets. And today I want to talk briefly about managing people risk in response to COVID-19. It behooves companies to protect their people during times like this. You need to have your people ready also for when the virus passes. Companies are also being evaluated in the market and by their customers based on how they treat their employees and of course, their customers during this event. So reputational risk is also a factor that you can manage. So let's dive in. First, I'd like to ask you a question. Was COVID-19 on your radar last year? Well, a little more than a year ago, we worked with Forrester to survey over 200 global organizations on critical events. These were events that they'd experienced in the last 2 years. And you can see a list of 10 things here. You know what's not on this list is a pandemic. The point is, few, if any, organizations were thinking about a pandemic a year ago, and yet here we are in this situation. Even though most organizations weren't prepared for a pandemic, there's been some absolutely heroic work on the part of business continuity and emergency response teams around the world. And we want to help those teams do their jobs very well and just be amazing. There are many challenges that we can help them with, but the three I'll share now have been the most urgent questions in our customer base, at least as of this time. First, what is happening globally with COVID-19 related to my people and assets? Second, once I have information to share, how do I share it across my people? My people, by the way, could obviously be employees, but they can also be partners, contractors, suppliers, customers, basically anyone that you deal with. And third, how can I help people know what to do? How can I advise them on everything from how to close a facility to how to reopen it once COVID-19 has passed? So let's address that first question. What's happening with COVID-19 globally related to my people and assets? The first type of data that's important to understand this is global COVID-19 infection data. Now, this tells you how severe the outbreak is in any given country, state, province, or if we zoom in far enough, we can actually get county-level statistics as well. We're getting this data from Johns Hopkins University and other public sources, and it's updated multiple times a day. Truthfully, it's public information. It's available, and most organizations can dig this information out on the internet if they really need to. But where this type of information adds value, what makes it useful, is when you see it in the context of your people. Now here we've zoomed in and we can see we have 11 people living on Manhattan Island in New York. This is the current hottest spot for COVID-19 in the U.S. I know the specific people who are there due to the platform, and I know because of the severity of the outbreak there that the risk to those people is quite high. Now let's get a bit more local now with the information that people want, some other types of information that might help you understand what people locally are going through. We're tracking 6 factors that can help you get a handle on this. Right now, here we're looking at curfews in India. There's a national curfew. It's been the nation's actually been locked down since March 25th. Aside from curfews, it's helpful to understand other impacts. You can see those to the right, like quarantines, states of emergency, travel delays. These are essentially conditions caused by COVID-19 in that country. Now let's look at travelers too. Not many people obviously are traveling at this point, but do you know what the restrictions are? What if you need to get somebody home from another country? You know, you have an expat, you need to get home. And that's a third type of information that's been really important to our customers. Now, here we're looking at travel restrictions for Spain. You can note that no travelers can enter the country unless they're already residents of Spain. The land borders are also closed. So if I have to help someone get home or maybe even get to an urgent assignment, I can understand the parameters under which people can travel on a country-by-country basis. So we think that's all good information. The next task really is, once I have that information, how do I communicate that out to my people that are in the field, even my workers who maybe have been furloughed or laid off temporarily? So for communicating with people about COVID-19, we're going to go back to New York and use an example. I've received an alert from the platform that says people aren't practicing social distancing. Now, this isn't specific to my people, but since I do have people in the area and I do know that it's a high-risk area, I think it would be smart to emphasize the importance of social distancing to my employees. So let's remind our employees in the New York area about the importance of social distancing. I can send a message to all of my contacts in that red circle that reminds them of social distancing guidelines. And this that you see here is actually a message template specifically for COVID-19 alerts. We've produced a number of these templates that we're providing to our customers. Now, I added a little bit to the message to customize it, just the all caps that says please practice social distancing there, but obviously our customers can edit and change these as much as they want. In fact, they do all sorts of things with these templates, provide conference bridges, enable online secure chats, and of course, to send advisory messages like this, telling our people to practice social distancing. Now, the message that they'll actually receive on their device looks like this. On the left, you see it in our mobile app, and on the right, you see it as an SMS. In the mobile app, I've also included a secure chat button, so if someone has questions about this alert, they can tap that Go to Secure Chat button and have a text conversation with you. It's a secured conversation. That capability is not available in SMS, but all of the other information is. You can even see the link to the Twitter source of this information in the SMS on the right-hand side. We've seen customers communicating with their staff, their partners, their customers. Throughout this event, the four major things that they are doing include sending advisories to employees, as you just saw with the social distancing message, conducting wellness checks on employees, enabling employees to report issues that they're having, and enabling teams to collaborate live by voice and also by chat online. Okay, let's look at our third challenge or question. What do my people need to do now, and what are we going to need to do as business recovers? There is an end to this. There will be another side, and how do we prepare best for that? For the next few months, we're all going to be dealing with COVID-19. It's the unfortunate truth. But this means millions of business continuity and life safety processes are in flight right now or have yet to be performed. Now, for example, in the UK over the last weekend, several new 5G cell towers were attacked because of a perceived link between the 5G spectrum and COVID-19. If I'm British Telecom or whomever owns these towers, I likely have a process for dealing with vandalism and criminal activity. So now I need to help my people run that process for those locations, and I need to take COVID-19 into account for their safety. So as I said, most companies that encounter or experience events like this are going to have processes already in place for responding. So if we have a cell mast tower damaged, typically the company that runs that tower is going to know what to do. The challenge is that information is not easily accessible, and therefore I've captured all the tasks that I need to perform when a cellular mast is damaged, and I've made them digital. I've also set up some pre-configured communications that I can use. For example, if I need a part, I can launch the parts request incident, and that'll communicate about that need back to the parts department. Then I work my way through my tasks. Employees in the field will receive their tasks on their mobile device, as you see here on the right. Authorized users can also update the status of tasks through the web interface, and that's what you see on the left there. Now, a process like this cellular mast repair is going to be well established, as I said, but what's not well established is how to deal with this situation in the context of COVID-19. Pre-COVID-19, the employee could just go to the building where the mast is installed. They could ride the elevator up, unlock a door, and evaluate the mast. Now you want them to take extra precautions, both for their protection and for the protection of other people that are in the building. So you can actually work with the task list in flight. You could add new tasks. You could remove tasks, whatever is appropriate for that situation. The task lists are highly adaptable while they're in flight. Now, again, since COVID-19 will be a long-running event, we do expect customers to create COVID-19 specific versions of some of their plans. In the meantime, I just wanted to show you that it's straightforward and pretty simple to deploy and then adapt a plan as you need to, as your business conditions change. The key here is, again, that the plans are digital and standardized. There's no paper binder. There's no 50 megabyte Word doc to read on your desktop. Everything is digitized and available on web and mobile platforms. And plans are flexible and adaptable enough to take circumstances like COVID-19 into account. Well, I hope I've helped you understand how Everbridge customers answer important questions like these and address challenges during this pandemic. Last but not least, I want to thank you for your attention, and I want to wish all of you well.